Can you tell our audience a little bit about the Algernon management team and how you're making waves by doing things differently in the drug development space?
So we run a very lean team. In terms of full-time staff, we basically have two scientists, Dr. Chris Bryan. We have just brought on a research associate who is helping Dr. Bryan in our research team, and I'm full-time. We really do use contract research for the majority of all of our other work. And I think in terms of making waves, our view is that once we've identified data in a preclinical, well-run animal study, our view is to move that drug as quickly as we can into a human trial. You know, the body, the biomechanisms involved in humans compared to animals are very different. So you could run 50 animal trials and show some pretty exciting data. But what happens when you get the drug into man? That's what's really key. And so one exciting element of drug repurposing is that if you have a known safety history, you can often move a compound very quickly into a human trial. Even if it's a pilot study, you can do that cost effectively, find out if the drug is working in man, have a moment of inflection corporately, and then you have a little more time to do more fulsome studies, but additional phase 1 or phase 2 studies, and even going on to phase 3. So it's that the capacity to run trials quickly but properly, and to do it with capital efficiency and get answers. I mean, that's I think a big difference with Algernon compared to some other companies who are in the space.
Okay, now it's been a very busy year for Algernon, and investors are taking notice. You've had a bit of a roller coaster ride on the markets. Chris, what can you tell our investor audience regarding the current valuation of your stock and why you think it's a good buy right now?
Well, you know, I've said many times over the last couple of months that, Algernon is not a COVID company. But if you sort of look at the stock and the trading, I think the COVID story did consume much of the oxygen in the room and has for the last period of time. And we'll wait to see what comes of the hard work we put in and the research we did in ifenprotal. But Algernon was always more than our investigation of ifenprotal for COVID, IPF, and cough. Now we're working on DMT for stroke. We've added pancreatic cancer. So we have a number of irons in the fire. And based on our model, we're looking for the next blockbuster drug for a repurposed solution. It's best that we have a number of irons in the fire. The more drugs that we investigate, the more drugs we move into phase 2 trials, the better chances that we'll end up finding a drug that does work, and then people will be able to have a new treatment. That's the exceptional part. And from a corporate or investment perspective, I think you'll see some tremendous value creation if we're successful. So multiple compounds, multiple indications, that's our model, and that's what we're that's the model we're fulfilling.
Now, moving into the rest of the year, what milestones should investors be keeping an eye out for, Chris?
So I think milestone 1 is feedback from the FDA on our COVID story. Let's see what next steps are. Milestone number 2 is the phase 1 DMT stroke study. And that we're hoping to start in Q3 to Q4 of this year. We should have IPF and chronic cough data by the end of this year. And based on the feedback from the FDA, we will be filing a pre-IND for pancreatic cancer. We may be starting a phase 1 study for that indication sooner than Q1 of 2022. So we've got a number of milestones for investors to think about and watch as the news unfolds here.